Well, it was another big nail-biter tonight on Big Brother, with only one vote deciding who would be evicted. Ultimately, Michael was the housemate who had to pack his bags and leave, and the Uber has delivered him straight to the Ange, Rob and Robbo show. Hello, Michael.
Hello. Yeah, very nice to be here.
Thank you to that Uber for delivering you here.
I know, right? Although a bit too soon, in my opinion. But,
yeah, we're going to get to that. But you've actually been a really busy boy, because before Big Brother, you came straight from Married at First Sight. Look at you here. But you called yourself Patrick there.
I get that comparison so much, even amongst my friends who love Married at First Sight. I'm like, who is Patrick? And then it came up after Big Brother as well.
So it's not just me.
No. But I hope he's a great guy. Like, am I being compared to, I guess, the top class act on MAFS, or I don't know what.
No, he was a nice guy, and that's what's so hilarious about this, is because you're a nice guy, he's a nice guy, but it's not just the look, it's the mannerisms, it's the way you speak. It's really weird, if I'm to be honest.
I think maybe we need to do a segment where we both get into the same room and see what happens.
I would love to see that, because I actually don't believe you're different people, no matter how hard you try to justify it there.
You know, all these budget cuts during COVID, like, you're going to reuse people.
Now, look, obviously, the first few evictions are really hard, because we haven't really gotten to know you. If you had survived tonight, how far do you think you would have made it?
Oh, I mean, it was a tearjerker. It sucks that I'm out, but I do think they were onto a good thing in the end, getting me out, because the game would have been on. That was definitely, whoever went, it was definitely the game's real. The big moves need to come out now moment. So I think I was framing myself as the smiling assassin. I think I would have started making those big moves straight after, because it would, go big or go home, right? And if Daniel's the only one doing those big moves, like if he thinks he is, then it's going to be his game and no one else's. So now is the time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Look, I want to talk to you about the coffee challenge, because while it was scary for you guys at the time, it was hilarious for us seeing what was really going on in those boxes. What did you think of it when you saw the footage?
Oh, it just goes to show that mental torture is alive and well. We all thought legitimately that what was in those boxes, what we were told or what we thought, it was real, and it was scary as hell. It's hard to describe. Like, you only have one sense to rely on, and then the other sense is me screaming. It was insane. I honestly couldn't believe it. I thought Big Brother was pulling our leg when he finally revealed later on that what it was in the boxes. Because it felt so real, and the fear was real. The screams, like, at least my not so manly screams, were real. Unashamedly so, because it was crazy. It was torture. And we had to sing the whole time. I hope my voice came across to everyone, like, you know.
You were very manly, very manly. Look, Charlotte gave up on the challenge without even trying. Are you surprised she didn't get voted out because of that?
Yeah, that was a dangerous move from Charlotte. And in my mind, strategically, I was thinking, oh no, it's the kink in the armor of the plane crew, so to speak. Loose alliance, but I thought, okay, we can rely on these numbers coming into the house. And now Charlotte has gone and walked out of the challenge, and you saw how badly some of those folks wanted coffee. The look in some of their eyes when Charlotte wasn't going through with it and they were potentially missing out, It was death stares. It was crazy. So, I mean, it took guts for her to make the decision, because I think your head is on the chopping block, really. I don't know if any of us had given the original housemates a reason to put us up, except being the threat of a group and coming in together. And that was an easy target. So, I mean, personally, I would have gone through with it and just, screamed my way through just as I did. Because that early in the game, you don't want a reason to be up there. And Charlotte pretty much delivered that on a silver platter. You're risky. And
yeah, it really was. And I'm genuinely shocked. To me, that's enough for an eviction. And I was shocked that it didn't end up being here. As you said, they essentially voted down party lines in the end.
Yeah, that was definitely a shock for me, how the nomination took place. So I guess before we heard on the couch and my name was unfortunately read out as one of the 3 being nominated, I thought, okay, the other team from the challenge, there's a mix of playing crew and original housemates. So naturally, I guess you'd be fair and put up a mix of both groups. So when 3 playing people were read out, I was gobsmacked. And what a worst case scenario for me. I think like Tilly, anyone else except this combo.
Sorry,
Mary,
can I just get you to answer that again? We lost your audio in there, mate. Sorry.
Oh, okay. From what point should I answer?
You were just about to talk about Tilly after you said you'd been nominated.
Okay. Well, I can't remember what I said. So I've already said worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just keep going.
Yeah, just stay there. I'll find an edit point.
Alrighty. So up against Tilly, Mary, 2 strong characters in the house, and two people both of them I loved, right, for different reasons. And Mary, she's a rock for so many people. She's a cook. She's keeping people alive in there, literally. I would have starved to death. I can't cook. You can't order an Uber Eats. So she was providing that sustenance, and so people were not going to vote her. So I knew straight away it was me versus Tilly. And Tilly, she made waves as she screamed her way through the front door after we got off that plane, and she was building those relationships along with everyone in those days up until the nomination. So I thought, okay, it's me versus Tilly. The numbers were so close already in my mind, but I had to try and work the room, go around the room and say, okay, explain my relationship to people, kind of why they should keep me, and what an experience pleading for your life to so many people. And it's like you kind of have a checklist, like, okay, have I spoken to this person? Have I spoken to this person? And it's just insane, and in a short amount of time as well, because you get nominated, you have roughly an hour to kind of plead your case, and then you're going into that eviction room and it's all on the line. So you kind of have to rely on those relationships you built prior as well. And I knew that I hadn't made a strong relationship with characters like Nick and Daniel. And Daniel, in my mind, for many people, was just enemy number 1 in terms of gameplay. So, and I wasn't focusing so much on kind of building a separate relationship just in case something like this happened. And so that came back to bite me, and I knew that
you also didn't have a lot of time. You weren't in there for long enough.
Exactly. And so the scramble happened. I'm freaking out, and as the scramble unfolded, and I knew it was so close. Like, I remember sitting with Mary in the bedroom, and we were just counting off, okay, who supports me, who supports Tilly, and I think going into the elimination room, the eviction ceremony, I was quietly confident that I had it. In hindsight, stupidly so, but I was quietly confident that I had it, and that I could have one person's, I guess, change sides, their vote be swayed, and I'd be okay. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I just need to just roll with the punches now. I think the numbers are there, but then Tilly laid it all on the line with that emotional.
Oh, she did. It's hard to compete with her. She begged to stay.
Exactly. She pleaded her case, and I mean, good on her. It worked. But when I think it was a tearjerker moment, she was very emotional, and then she went around the room and just said, I guess, the experience she had with every single person, and I'm sitting there, I'm freaking out. I don't want to use the words crapping myself, but I'm thinking, how do I come back from this? Because if I imitate her, if I also go around the room and say about my relationship with everyone, I'm just copying her. If I go out and be a bit more aggressive, and I don't know how I would do that because I love Tilly, I love Mary, but if I tried that strategy, I think I would have lost votes from the people who were kind of not in the playing lines but were supporting me. Yeah. So I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and all I was doing in the moment was I was just grasping Mary's hand harder and harder, and I think she could feel, I guess, my emotion and my pain, I guess, getting higher and higher. But yeah, at the end, it is a numbers game. It's political, and I was clinched at the post. It was so close. One vote, and I think it was the closest up until that point. I mean, the week before, it was quite a landslide, unfortunately for Renata. So I guess if there's any comfort I can take from it, it was that I managed to split the vote 50-50, essentially. And so, yeah, if there's any positive of this, that's what I managed to walk out from. But it was tough. Like, sitting in that chair in the eviction ceremony, it's crazy. It's probably the most intense mental experience I've ever gone through, because you've done what you can, and now the people all sitting in front of you, Sonia's questioning them all. Kind of your fate is in their hands. And where else in your life do you experience this, right?
Yeah.
And then it's so quick. You grab your suitcase and you're out of there. And then this whirlwind roller coaster insane journey is over. So what else is like this in the world, like in TV, right? Like, I don't know.
Oh, not much. I must say, it must be very strange appearing on such a popular TV show. What's the strangest thing you found about the production processes behind the scenes?
Yeah, I think, and it sounds crazy in hindsight, but the scale of everything. Like, on TV, you know there's a house, you know there's cameras everywhere, but everything that goes on around that, it's such an enormous investment, enormous effort, and kudos to all the people that work on this show, because, I mean, keeping all us housemates alive and in line is a tough job in itself. But then all the moving parts, like, Big Brother's twists, turns, challenges are insane this year. Like, they took it up a notch, and day to day as well. Like, I remember walking out of that bedroom on the first morning, I guess, in my house, and the house is full of giant balloons. Yeah. Where did that come from? When did that even happen? We were in the bedroom right there, and we didn't know a thing was going on. So, and that's only just one part of the day. Then the rest of it unfolded, and it's crazy. and the length of time this goes on for this show, kudos to everyone. I mean, the housemates of production, it's an amazing, I guess, experience to be part of, but just seeing, I guess, the cogs in the machine going around 24/7, it's very eye-opening. And I think the fact that viewers don't catch on to that, I guess, because they watch the show, they're entertained, but because you can't see that, that's probably kudos to them. That's how impressive it is, right? That it all just works like magic.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Michael, I really enjoyed getting to know you. I feel like I got to know you better here than on the show, but you're a good bloke, and congratulations on your success on Married at First Sight as well, under the pseudonym Patrick. But, Michael, you did well on Big Brother as well.
Thank you so much. It's been great chatting with you.
You too. And make sure you go to facebook.com/The ARR Show after every episode of Big Brother to see the first interview with each evicted housemate. We stream live from Monday to Thursday at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, where we bring you news with views, entertainment too, and plenty of celebrity news. Well done, Michael. That was great.
Awesome, yeah, this is a lot of fun. Like, I'm kind of jealous that you get to do this as your day job. But I'm sure it's a lot of hard work too.
Yeah, a bit of work. No, it's fun.
So I guess you're lining up with every evicted housemate, so you get to chat with every single person. Like, that's gonna be so fun to be able to compare.
Except
your stories here.
Yeah, but except who was evicted on night 2? The influencer.
Lillian.
Yeah, she didn't do any interviews.
Oh, by choice. Mm-hmm. Was that her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. And didn't do any radio, didn't, basically it seems like wants nothing to do with the show. I think she's upset she got voted out so early. Yeah,
I mean, I unfortunately didn't even get to meet Lillian or Matt.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so it's super weird that there were housemates there before we got there, and then they'd left already.
Yeah.
So all this drama had kind of unfolded, and I guess the story, not knowing the story that you're walking into, how it began, is dangerous, right?
That's tough.
So, yeah, and that kind of started a lot of drama and kind of people's relationships. So it's great to be able to see it now and unpack that. And I can say that's why that happened. I guess that person was close with that person. That's why they're angry at the other person now. And yeah, it's mind-blowing. But I was starting to think, because we saw there were some launch events for Big Brother, and Lillian wasn't appearing in the states that they were doing them. Yep. So some contestants were like, what's going on? So yeah, that's interesting to hear. Hope everything's okay. I thought she was pretty cool in the segments that we saw of her. I'm looking forward to meeting her if she's at the finale and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm so sad I didn't get to meet prior. As weird as that is. But yeah, maybe she might pop up down the road. You might be able to secure an interview with her a little bit later down the track.
You never know.
I'll try and put a good word in for you if I start a conversation with her.
Thank you very much. Good on you, Michael. We may even get to chat again as we head towards the finale. So good luck with everything. And thanks. You were a great interview. I wish you'd stayed longer on the show.
Yeah, me too. But fantastic chatting with people like you. So all the best for the rest of the season.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Thanks. Bye.